Hello everyone, I'm here today to do the live reaction of Shingeki no Kyojin. Probably the only live reaction of this week, and Shingeki no Kyojin is getting close to this ending, so I have to do this. Let's check the chapter 88, the attack continues. Around the time the authorities' soldiers run out of ammunition, they all, now a Titan, crushed their steamships into dust, which spread across the ocean. It didn't take much longer before all its soldiers were turned into what looked like squeezed and scarred fruit, then thrown into the ocean as well. I will need to explain to you what the ocean is. That which has fallen will disappear, and only that which none will continue. The ocean is a gigantic body of salt water that occupies 70% of this planet's surface. Wow. The steamships the Marley Public Security Authorities used to take us here, and everything the soldiers carried, every trace that they ever existed here on these islands, had vanished, engulfed in the ocean. Oh, the drawing is better, huh? Oh, he's coming back to Ymir. Man, so anything you want to ask me? I don't know where do I even start. Sorry, but I don't have that kind of time. Oh, who are you? My name is Eren Kruger. As I just showed you, I hold the power of one of the 9 titans within me. In other words, I am one of the subjects of Ymir, just like you. Ooh, so you pretend to be a Marleyan in order to infiltrate the authorities, but then what about their blood tests? You only need a single cooperative doctor to deal with that. He too was a subject of Ymir. He had falsified his own medical records to pose as a Marleyan. Wow! Doctors make good spies. They have the appropriate education and social standings, and they have the knowledge needed to study the Titan's chemistry. Honestly, you did a good job. You led the restorationist at a young age, and you had a child with Nina Fritz. Even your plot to make Zeke into a Marley soldier. It was a realistic plan considering the support you would have had from me. But in the end, the results were just a Bryce lament, weren't they? Yes, I was a terrible father, terrible husband, and a terrible man. So why am I the only one left standing here as a human? Dina, she was a subject of Ymir with royal blood. She was special. She could make full use of the power of the Titans. Wasn't it obvious? Even our Eldian children know that they from their Marley historian textbooks. If you hadn't suppressed that fact at the very last, Dina wouldn't have had to come here and be turned into a mindless monster. You are right. Answer me all. Why am I the only one you kept alive? Stop it. Think of your fingers. Thanks for the consideration. Thought you don't seem to be quite as concerned when it comes to sniping people's fingers off. Tell me, couldn't you have stopped them from having to become titans if you had gone on a rampage with that titan earlier? Tell me, why didn't you do anything? What purpose did it serve turning the Eldia restoration into titans? Hey, what's wrong? You've been looking pale for a bit now. Not just our compatriots. I cut off the fingers of thousands of subjects of Ymir. Thousands. I took them here and turned them into titans, women and children too. I believe I did it all to serve Eldia. Anyway, show me. Yes, I know. I'm short on time. Grisha, I'm trusting you with my final mission. You and not anyone else. That day when we first met, if I hadn't called it out to you and stopped you, you may have been able to save your sister. I think it's been more likely that I would have been killed alongside her. It puts me at ease to know you think that. But in any case, if that had never happened, it probably would never have. You probably would have never hated Marley as much as you do now. And that's why you picked me. It's part of it. An enemy state, your father, yourself. All the hatred I saw in your eyes seemed enough to reduce the whole world to ash. I was once that way too. The remnants of the royal family that stayed on the continent formed a revolutionary army, and my father had joined. But the army wasn't able to do a thing. All of them, including their families, were burned alive. As a child, all I could do was watch from a crack in the closet as it happened. I was too scared to do anything else. My father's friends saved me just before my home burned down. After that, I swore to get revenge on Marley and to restore Eldia. But what that really involved was taking fingers from the hands of the compatriots I needed to be protecting. At times, even skinning them, then kicking them down from here as I turned them into titans. My full devotion to them is what kept my identity from being revealed until today. Maybe I'm still the same as them. I'm just looking out into the world from a crack in a closed door. Tell me all, what is the mission that you have left? Enter into the walls and take back the founding titan. Using the power of the titan, you will inherit from me. What then that means you become a titan and I will be eaten by you. It's impossible to reach the wall without the power of the titans, and do the same to take the power of the founding titans from its owner. Why don't you do it? I haven't told you everything I know, because my goal was to raise the morale of the resurrectionists. Whoever inherits the power of the Nine Titans will die in 13 years. And I inherited 13 years ago. If you had known that, you surely would have hesitated when it came to plans of having Zeke or Dina inherit the founding Titan's power. They all called it the curse of Ymir. It's because they say Ymir, the originator, died 13 years ago after first awakening to her powers. No one can power that is greater than hers. So when you approach that time, your body begins to awaken as the vessel finishes serving its purpose. Wow. And this was another memory that matched up with your dad's notes, right? Yeah. And when you consider that the Reese family aimed to have a succession every 13 years too, that seems confirmed. So I have 13 years and I have 8 years left, or even less. No, it has to be wrong. It's wrong. Oh, Mikasa will be left alone. If someone who holds the power of one of the Nine Titans dies, without anyone inheriting that power, then the power of the Titan is then suddenly inherited by a baby belonging to the subject of Ymir. Distance plays no factor in this at all, and neither do blood relations. So you can't help but think that maybe the subjects of Ymir are all connected by something invisible. One successor said they saw paths invisible to the eyes. The blood and the bones that formed a titan were sent to them through those paths. At times, memories and some outside will come to them through paths as well. Whoa. And all of these paths cross at a single coordinate. In other words, that is the founding titan. All titans, all subjects of Ymir are connected to that coordinate through paths that transcend physical space. That is the most recent opinion given by the Marley government's Titan Chemistry Research Society. So you're saying that magic exists and that our ancestor Ymir was a witch all along. So which is it? Under Marley rule, she was a pawn of the devil. During the Alien's Empire rule, she was a god-given miracle. Were all of those historical documents you sent us nothing more than food for our morality too? So then what is the truth? What is our real history? Our ancestor Ymir was a girl who came in contact with the source of all organic material. There are some who say that too. There is no such thing as truth in this world. That is our reality. Anyone can become a god or a devil. All it takes is for someone to claim that to be the truth. 1700 years of ethnic cleansing. If that were true, there wouldn't be a strand of Marleyan hair left on this planet. Our ancestor Ymir brought us nothing but wealth with the power of the Titans. That doesn't sound like any human I've ever heard of. I heard that Dina was part of the royal bloodline from you too. Was that another one of your truths? So that's why you abandoned her. Unfortunately. It's a fact that Dina was of our royal blood. She was probably the one thing the revolutionary army didn't have taken from them. So then why? Because she was of royal blood. There was no way I could let her fall into our enemy's hand. Zeke would certainly tell Marley everything. It would only be a matter of time before they realized that what he was saying was more than a child's babble. Even so, would it have been better for her to be forced to spend the rest of her life bearing children for an enemy nation until the day she died? Honestly, being turned into a man-eating monster might be preferable to that. Not that I asked her, of course, but seeing her in those last moments, I made the right choice. At least, I think I did. Still, it was entirely because I wasn't strong enough, that I wasn't able to save our other brothers and sisters. Only one person can reach the wall from here. The one person with the power of the Titans within them. I did my job, now you do yours. To be honest, I don't think I'm fit for the job. Didn't I just destroy the odious secessionists, an organization you created? You're going to do it. Look at that. The man who delighted in feeding my sister to dogs was just eaten alive by a titan. There's no better revenge that I could have gotten than this. You asked me if I found it fun. No, I didn't. I couldn't bear to hear the repulsive scream he made as he died an agonizing death. I felt the same way when you were crushing your own man in your hands. I was just frightened. I haven't changed at all. Losing my brothers and sisters, losing my wife and son, the pain of having my fingers cut off. If I knew this was the price to pay for freedom, I never would have paid. I'm sorry, but you've made a terrible miscalculation. I apologize, I can't hate anything anymore. Your father was a smart man. Yes, your father. The man who smiled and nodded at the authorities even thought they barely lifted a finger after his own daughter was killed. He was thinking of how not to lose any more of his family. He was desperate to make sure he stayed off the wrong path. But not only did his son not learn a thing from him, he even shipped his own wife and son straight to hell. What are you trying to say? Stand. Fight. Didn't I tell you we should eager? I'm short on time. There is the information I haven't told you yet. You're supposed to lead with that. You need to make a vow to me first. That you fight again to restore Eldia's freedom and dignity. And that you put your life on the line for it. If you fight, then stand. I can't. Look, I got this from your home. I can't look. No will to look. No will to stand. No will to fight. Do you have no balls either? Have you been castrated by Marley? It's pointless to try to make me recall my hatred. All I have left are my sins. That's enough. The main reason I chose you wasn't because you hated Marley for more than any other. It's because you went past the wall that day. If you had never gone outside together with your sister, you would have inherited your father's clinic. You would have never met Dina, and Zeke would never would have been born. Your little sister would have never been adult by now, probably married. Perhaps she would have been a mother. But you went past the wall. We sought freedom, and our brothers and sisters paid the price for it. There's only one way to pay them back. From the first day I kicked my countrymen off from this place, from the day you brought your sister outside the wall, those actions will follow us until they're repaid, and even if we die, even after we die. Whoa! Oh, that picture. You began the story, didn't you? Each of the 9 titans has a name. That includes the one you're about to inherit from me. No matter the age, this titan has always moved ahead, seeking freedom. It has fought on for freedom. Its name is the Attack Titan. A story that must not be stopped. Oh, Attack Titan. So now it has that thing that always happens in the movies. That's the moment when someone in the movie tells the name of the movie. The drum looks like a bit better than the usually chapters. So now is Eren at that cell with the other two, telling them, seeing that the stories of the diary and the memories of Eren match, and it's a very interesting history, and you now start to know what happened, what is the truth. The real truth is that the interesting thing is that we now know about the truth of how it became, how it started, and in fact that doesn't matter who has the truth. Truth is that people are fighting for their ideals and for what they think is the best thing for people. So now probably what Marleyan are doing is wrong. Yes, you can see that this is wrong. But are the Eldians right too? It can become a talk, a conversation that can last long enough, and we won't discuss this here. The manga was really good. This chapter was really impressive. It has a lot of information, a lot. You can see that this video was long, very long, and I thank you so much for being here. There is one really interesting information, that is, who hold the power of the Titan have 13 years of life. So Mikasa will be left alone in 13 years because both of them will be dead because of having the Titan power. And now it makes sense to pass this generation by generation on the family, like the royals did. I was wondering what will happen if a man with a power of a Titan eats other man with the power of Titan. Will he be able to hold two powers? Now we have to wait for next month's chapter, where Grisha will take that power, and we know that he passed this power to Eren. And well, I'm so curious about what will they do, if they are going to fight all the Titans, try to get out of the island. They have so many things to do, and I hope this manga explains everything and do a very good ending. And what you thought about this chapter? There was a lot of information. It was a little bit confusing right now to process and tell you everything. Probably later it will be easier to discuss about it. Thank you so much for watching this video with me. If you like it, drop me a like, subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends. See you next month with more Shingeki no Kyojin. Plus Ultra.